My name is Gwen, and I'm a course producer at Shopify, and I'm the co-creator of an online course called The Media Method. So I'm very excited to be a course producer because the online education industry is huge. Forbes reported that in 2015, so a couple of years ago, it was $107 billion. So think of that today. It's a huge industry to teach people skills online. So as a course producer at Shopify, I'm creating online courses that help entrepreneurs gain new skills to grow their businesses. I feel more free as a Shopify employee than I did as a full-time entrepreneur. I think for me, working with other people, having deadlines, that just everything about being an employee at this company just feels like freedom. I honestly can't quite put my finger on why, it just feels like that right now. One thing I didn't realize too was when you're a full-time entrepreneur, how much I took stability for granted of knowing when your next paycheck is going to come in. Knowing that now being an employee is also something that has taken a tremendous amount of pressure and stress away from me. Sometimes you don't realize you'll miss until it's gone. When I made the decision to transition from entrepreneur to employee, I decided I wanted to work in an industry that would feel like I'm really making a difference and also scratch my own itch. So I was really curious about learning about the world of e-commerce. After a lot of failed attempts at applying to jobs, I got hired at some PR jobs, but I didn't really quite feel right. I ended up finding this job on January 1st for a course producer role. And I just applied. I didn't have any ins at the time. I applied, I went through the process. It was many interviews later, I ended up getting hired. But I have to say that decision was one of the hardest I've ever had to make because I'd always dreamed of being an entrepreneur, and truth be told, it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Working at Shopify has really been a game changer. From the moment I stepped in the door on my first day, I just felt like they've created an environment to help people thrive. There's everything that you can need to do a good job. First of all, my interview process, there was quite a few interviews to get here, so I felt like they really wanted me to be here, so that imposter complex that comes up sometimes was really minimized. Also, you're trusted, so intrinsically trusted. You're hired because they believe you can do the work, so you're not micromanaged. You can come in when you want, you can leave when you want, and it's very entrepreneurial as well. We're creating something, many of us are creating something from nothing. Like, these courses didn't exist before, so it's really an exciting opportunity that way. And they just treat us really well. I wish everyone can have an experience as an employee like I do right now. I am very into self-development. I remember growing up, I saw a couple of books hanging around the house like Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, but my ultimate game-changing moment was when I bought The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. I remember when I bought that book, I was in the bookstore and ran into a friend from high school, and I was secretly so ashamed. I needed The Success Principles. I tried to hide the book. Didn't work, he saw it. But I remember when I opened up that book, the first chapter is take 100% responsibility for your life. And it literally made me tear up because in that moment I had just maxed out my student loan money and just moved back home from California after an internship and had no idea what to do. I was like, okay, I got myself into this situation. I can get myself out of it, hopefully, with self-development. And just a lot of the people I admire who are doing great work in the world and are happy and successful, they swear by doing self-development. This quote that just sticks with me, it's that you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. This is a Jim Rohn quote, and I truly believe that's accurate because I think of the people I spend the most time with. I recently became a plant-based person because I'm dating someone who's plant-based, and I just started to see, oh, this actually might be a great way for me to live. And also think of the activities that you do, the food that you eat, the money that you make. It's all a reflection of who you spend the most time with.